Introverts do not like people. That is false. You have to be outgoing to network well. That is not true. Hi guys, it's your girl Bookie. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. And if you're an old subscriber, good to have you back. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. You know how we do on the channel. So today I wanted to talk about something really personal to me and something I believe a lot of people struggle with. And today we're going to be talking about how to network as an introvert. So let's get into it. Now, here is the thing. A lot of people assume that because I create content, I'm on YouTube, I am networking with people, or I am posting content on Instagram, Twitter, like I tweet a lot, I am an extrovert. No, most of these things I am doing them from the comfort of my home. It's just me and my camera, just the way I'm talking into my camera right now. It doesn't have to do with actually meeting people, but generally personality type as an individual, I am an introvert. Honestly speaking, that's how I really do get my voice out there, just being home or being at events, filming content. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to start this YouTube channel, because I just felt it would prep me for future public speaking opportunities, right? And it has gotten much more easier since I started YouTube and started bringing on my camera to vlog outside, like in public, at events, content creator events. I also think traveling solo has also really helped me alongside YouTube and also being really intentional. I'll say I'm mostly introverted, but also I could be an ambivert. So like it depends on the people I'm with, where I find myself. Sometimes I could be like chatty, energized, and then some other times I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, oh, why is there a lot of people in the room, things like that. And I'm sure some of us can actually relate, and these things honestly could actually hinder you from reaching out for opportunities, networking with people, either as a professional, I'm talking about 9 to 5, or content creation, or even just trying to make new friends. I'm sure some of you or some of us cannot even shoot our friendship shows. Like you like someone, but you say, oh my god, you're overthinking certain things, and because it is not in your nature to actually be the one to make the move, you're just there. Trust me, I can totally relate. I have been there. Like I am still there. So it is not that easy, but we're going to be talking about things I have done or things I do that actually help me. So let us bust some myths about introverts. The very first one is that introverts do not like people. That is false. I personally, and I'm sure some other people also, love meaningful conversations. We just probably like, smaller groups, just being in places where we don't have a lot of people, and also having deeper chats, right? I do well. In fact, I'm my best when I'm not in a place where there's so much crowd. The second myth is you have to be outgoing to network well. That is not true. I personally believe networking is about genuine connection and not pretending to be extroverted. The third myth is if you're quiet or if you're an introvert, people think you're a snob. Hello? This one, like, I can totally relate. Outside, I'm probably not smiling. Of course, I can't just be outside and just be shining my teeth. I'm just there trying to observe, this is, and people just, oh, she's so full of herself, or she's snobbish. That is not true. I'm actually really calm and reserved, and people just feel like, oh, she's so stuck up, but I'm just here observing, and if I don't make the move, why are you not making the move as well? Why does it have to be me to make the move? I'm not saying it has to be, but I'm just saying that if you expect that I am smiling, I am chatting, you might as well just, reach out and just try to see if I'm going to start or have a conversation with you as well. I think we need to be considerate of introverts, to be honest. We need to be considerate. And the last myth is going to be that you have to attend tons of events to network effectively. Absolutely false. I personally believe quality over quantity, because one meaningful conversation can actually open doors compared to having conversations here and there. So now we've talked about the myths, let's get into the tips. The very first tip is you have to use your strengths creatively. So for me, if I find myself in a place where I know there are people like me, like content creators, I always offer to want to take pictures. Hey, do you want to take pictures? That is going to be the perfect icebreaker, like-minded people. Or then before you know it, oh yeah, I'll take pictures of you. Or what's your IG? And before you know it, you guys are following each other on IG. And then if it's in a much more professional setting, right, I could start talking or asking, oh, what do you do? And before you know it, we just talk and also be a good listener. The second tip will be to compliment genuinely, like no pressure, you're not overdoing it. I could see that, oh, you're wearing something, like you're speaking my language, either you're smelling good or your outfit, there's just something about it. I could just look, hi, I love what you're wearing. Wow, you smell good. What fragrance is that? Things like that. I'm just being genuine, like you're not overdoing it, but you're just really complimenting people. Like compliments actually are great icebreakers as well, and they help with meaningful conversations. Before you know it, you're going to, oh, what's your Instagram? Oh, what do you do? Where do you work? And if by chance you're at this networking session, you're looking for a job, you might, just from having that conversation or complimenting somebody who probably happens to be the director of HR, you could have an opportunity to interview. So that is something I always ensure I do. It could be the type, whatever it is. You smell, oh, you look good, but also still doing it in a way that you respect yourself, okay? The third tip will be to prepare it. So for example, if it's a professional setting, if you know what the event is about, obviously you start doing research, trying to know the speakers that would attend, people that are coming, just so that you kind of like have an idea, and that helps me reduce anxiety as well, and it helps conversations flow better. So if it's like I'm going to so there was a time I went for an event for like project managers here in Connecticut, like a branch here in Connecticut. I just kind of like had an idea, like possible that were coming, so I started networking, having conversations. It was my first time being in that kind of setting, but everything went perfectly well, and I even was able to connect with some other project managers after the event. So that is also very important, preparing ahead. But in content creation space, it also really depends on who the speakers are. If they are content creators that are kind of like ahead of you, that you look up to, I can just do a little bit of research, like what are the things, especially if you've been following them, you kind of like know the things they do, what they like, and that could just lead to a conversation. Oh, I watched a video about this and it was so spot on. And the person is like, okay, yes, this person is actually, things like that. So I remember I went for an event as well, way back in Nigeria, like years ago. And there's this content creator I follow. She's a mom now. As at that time, she wasn't married. She wasn't even a mom, obviously. And it was just there, I think it was an event for Shea Moisture. And we just connected. And I was like, oh, hi, I'm going to follow you on Instagram. And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And she followed me on Instagram. And I have just watched her journey through, being married, motherhood, and just everything. And I'm just like, oh wow, I remember when I actually followed this content creator back in Nigeria. So preparing ahead as well, and just also keeping an open mind is very important. Another tip is that you have to be intentional. Trust me, just like when I was speaking earlier, I think about one of the meets, I was saying something about, if I don't speak to you, why won't you speak to me? Trust me, sometimes you have to put that aside. Sometimes you have to be the one to start these conversations, and trust me, you are not gonna die. You're not gonna die. So you have to sometimes take the lead and not always wait for people to actually come and have conversations. Because imagine, you might not know, other people might be introverts as well. So who's going to talk? Who's going to have the conversation? So you have to be intentional. You have to know the purpose why, or the reason why you want to network. You have to know what you're trying to achieve with a networking session or wherever you find yourself. Another tip will be to focus on real conversations. You're not having conversations with people because you want to impress them. You want to put them under pressure, put yourself under pressure, talk about all your achievements. No, you have to have meaningful conversations, thoughtful conversations, and you have to be an active listener. So you can't be the only one doing the talking. No, you cannot. You're smiling, you're listening, you're paying attention, trying to hear things from their perspective, their point of view. It really takes two to tango. You can't just be the only one loud in the room and you're just talking. Nah, you have to, do things, be in a very classy, very demure way, The last tip will be to set boundaries and recharge. I am sure a lot of introverts can relate. Like, imagine I'm going out all day, I have talk, like the moment, like I can't even wait to be back home. And the moment I'm back home, it's like, oh, today drained me. I'm sure a lot of us can relate. So what I do in between is, after having conversations, I might just take some moments or some time to go into the restroom just to take some break. Take a break and just recharge for the next conversation. So that just helps make me less anxious and also just helps me for the next conversation. This is just a random personal story. I think it was in 2023, or was it? Yeah, I think it was in 2023. Primark had a jingle diner in New York, and I said, I was gonna go. I went there, guys. I didn't see any other black content creator like me until after I had gone around and I saw this babe. She's quite popular. She's a travel blogger. She's an influencer as well. She's from Ghana. So the moment I saw her, I just was like, hi, like someone like me finally, like these legs actually spark conversations. I was like, oh, where are you from? And she's like, Ghana. And I was like, oh, my African sister. Like, this is what I always do, because being in a white dominated environment or being in this part of the world, you have to be very intentional. And just like, oh, do you want to take, I asked her, do you want to take pictures? She was like, yeah, sure. I took pictures of her. We sat down together. She took pictures of me. I was like, there is no shame. Honestly, I'm so grateful for content creation, to be honest, because I feel like it has really pushed me. It has pushed me, and it continues to push me out of my comfort zone. My friends, my actual friends, people that they know that Buki is someone, she's calm. She doesn't like to talk too much, you know. But one of my friends, obviously, like I said, sometimes environments determines how I am, right? Obviously, my friends, I'm really comfortable with them, but like meeting a stranger for the very first time, I'm not that person that will be like, oh, hi, hello. But I feel like I have grown. There has been improvement, all thanks to solo traveling, YouTube, and just being intentional. Trust me, intentionality is key when it comes to networking. And at the end of the day, after the jingle diner, I followed her on Instagram, and we're still following each other up to this very moment. We're not besties, but at least I was able to network, and hopefully if I see her sometime in future, I was like, hey, hi, no, it won't be awkward. Networking doesn't have to be loud or exhausting. It can be calm, it can be creative, and it can honestly really be chill. Let's talk about some of the things you need to avoid, basically the don'ts of networking. 1, don't pretend to be someone you're not. Seriously. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. And I think that is really self-explanatory. Just be your authentic self. Like, people love people that are just themselves. You don't even know what opportunities will come to you because you're just being yourselves. And trust me, there's some people that can literally see through your bullshit. If you're trying to package, trying to overdo, hey, please just take a chill pill, man. Take a chill pill, babe. Just be the best version of yourself. The second one, which I can also be very guilty of, is hiding behind my phone the entire time, the whole time. God will help us. Because I feel like I'm just like, if I haven't found someone I feel like I can connect, you know, I'm on my phone. I don't know if it's anxiety or something, but the moment I find someone I can network, I put my phone aside. But when you're just on your phone, other people are just feeling like, is this one here for networking? Is this one here to network? So has been on our phone. So that is not really good. And I also like discourage other people from actually coming to have conversations with you. Third thing is, don't let shyness stop you from showing up. Heavy on this, big on this, because trust me, guys, I don't know if I should say I'm a shy person. I don't know, but like I usually have stage fright. But trust me, I've been taking necessary steps. I don't know if you guys remember when I had the vision board session. They just told me that, oh, Buki, you're going to be having the vision board session. Buki on a normal day. Buki before would have said, oh no, I've given excuses as to why I cannot. I would have given excuses as to why I cannot, why I should not, why it will not work out. But like I said, I have been trying to be intentional. And I know for sure the things God has committed and will commit into my hands, I cannot hide. My light has to shine. And one of the things I need to tackle as an individual is stage fright, shyness, you know, just say, oh, I'm introverted, don't show up. No, I have to put all of that aside. If it drains me, I'll come back home, I'll relax. But of course, as an introvert, I know that some days, like maybe I would have networked, I would have gone out, I would have done activities, and for like the next couple of days, probably even a week, I just want to be in the house. But don't let shyness or don't let being an introvert actually stop you from showing up or even attending events. Guys, you know what? I attend events even if I don't know anybody. Once a brand reaches out or there's an opportunity, I go myself. I literally do not wait for people. Because I'm just like, if I don't go, you don't know what is even out there. You don't even know why God has brought that opportunity your way. You don't even know why this was put in place. It might literally have been because of you. They decided to have an event like this. And just also to build your network. I think it is very important. You can't just be in your bubble. You can't just be at home sitting down. You know, I'm an introvert. Let me tell you guys, the people that get the best opportunities, it's not because they're literally like extroverts or ambiverts. Some of them are actually introverts, but they decided to put themselves out there. So you cannot sleep, you cannot sleep. And that is a conversation I have with myself every day. Buki, just throw this shyness in. Be shy in your house. When you go out, when the opportunities, you have to show up. You have to interact. You have to smile. And you know one thing also is, having good makeup, dressing really well helps me a lot. Because for the most part, when I am out, whether in a professional setting, oh, I like your outfit. Oh, you're very pretty. So things like that actually. So I'm like, if people already have, or like naturally have things that would make people want to have conversations with me, then what is my excuse? I have to ensure that I show up, okay? So if you're an introverted creative or professional, trust me, there is a place for you in every room you find yourself. Like, you will literally find your tribe. There will be people who will take the first step, who will want to have conversations with you. Just keep an open mind and let things flow. Like, don't be too stuck up, don't be too rigid. Like, keep an open mind. You don't have to be loud to make real connections. Just show up as the best version of yourself. So that's just it about networking as an introvert. It was just on my mind to film this because I know a lot of people like, but you create content, but you speak into the camera, but you do this, but I'm like, yeah, I do all of these things, but trust me, I'm filming from the comfort of my home, my comfort zone. No one is looking at me, and then I'm also making steps or taking steps to actually be a better networker, if that makes sense. So yeah, we've come to the end of this video. I hope it was really helpful. As an introvert, could you please share tips that work for you, that have worked for you, that you think I can actually benefit from? Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and let me know if there's any specific video you want me to film. Take care. Bye.